Hey everybody, welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. I think in a couple of videos ago I said Dragon Age Origins. I don't know what was on my mind, but somebody pointed that out. I thought it was pretty funny. So let's quickly organize our war room here. There's a couple of things that are done. The conscript for the Inquisition. We have our first group of recruits. I'll continue to search for more. Now the trickery part, training. Got a round pommel. Alright, cool. A bundle of documents at least 50 pages thick explains the trade agreement the Inquisition has entered into with the merchant princes of Antiva. Josephine has attached a note. Inquisitor, I am more than satisfied with the agreement we reached with the merchant princes. Here's a duplicate if you wish to review it. I will put aside 3 days and 2 dozen candles. Yeah, we'll just accept your summary. And the search for the hack writer. Hard in Hightown unsavory parallels. Interesting. Cameron is dead, fully armored, locked in an inner room in his home, a knife in his back. He knew someone was coming for him. Ironically, the scene was exactly the same as one in the first Hard in Hightown novel. Someone sent a professional after this magistrate. They had to leave a trail. Cooper. Well, that's kind of weird, but I like it. Alright, Hard in Hightown unsavory parallels. Let's go here now. Copy of Hard in Hightown sits open on the table. Jevlin was waiting outside the captain's office when Don and Brenna Kovich slunk out defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? Jevlin looked almost relieved. No, Don had met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20 and looked like he'd walked straight to the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Jevlin slouched as if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if he thought he should be smaller.
Are you all right, Leliana? Are you? I suppose not. Haven was trying.
Hunched over his brand new too large army, he looked like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for a murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best, Jevlin said, almost speaking Donan's thought out loud. You're on your way out of the guard, and I'm... He trailed off then sighed. Questioning nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. Donan glared at the kid. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. Nobody gets away with murder while we're on duty. Jevlin stood a little straighter. What do we do then? The captain wants proof, Donan smiled. We bring her proof. Eliane has written a note in the margin. The dead magistrate attempt to implicate Varric? Why and in what? Let's send Liliana again. If an assassin killed the magistrate, a word to the crows might tell us who it was. They watch rivals carefully.
Inquisitor.
Okay. Hinterlands resources. The Hinterlands is a notable source of elf root and onyx. Inquisition forces at camp could search for these resources and arrange shipment to Skyhold. Okay, well, that's kind of like a gold thing. They'll just go out and do it, I guess. Fallowmire resources. Reclaiming the Mage Rebellion. Here we go. We got the word out to everyone we could, but some cells were too remote to reach. We'll need the Inquisition to contact them, at least to let them know the Templars are gone. They are gone, right? Sketch. They're likely afraid to come out of hiding. I can send a few non-Templar soldiers to protect the mages on their way here.
Inquisitor.
Done. Blood Lotus and Dawn Lotus, I see, are both found in Fallowmire. The area is also known for Summer Stone and Blue Vitriol. Now, if the Inquisition has established a camp in the region, they can instruct the men to seek out these resources and send anything they find. So we can get Onyx and... what was the other one? Elf Root, and then we can get all that stuff from the Fallowmire if we want. Gather coin, and here's Dorian's request. Now that you're in charge, there's something I thought I'd bring up. What is this? Oh, never mind. There are Venatori mages out there lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you, since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Corypheus's minions. But these particular Venatori have additional significance to myself. For one, I know them personally. I would call them friends, except that would imply I didn't want them dead. Which I do. Since I have an idea of where they might be, thanks to an investigation I began before coming south, I thought we could put our hands together and track them down. At which point they would sneer something at you into Vinter, and you would be forced to kill them, which makes everyone happy. You for eliminating a potential threat, me for eliminating men and women, too stupid and short-sighted to be permitted continued breath. They would be less happy, but who cares about them? Up to you, my Lord Inquisitor. Alright. Josephine, if there are Venatori out there, they'll know, or they'll show their faces. Someone has seen them, and Conan loosens their lips.
At your service.
Okay. So you guys gave me some advice on crafting, actually a lot of really good advice. The thing about the enchanting is just attaching a rune, so If I don't have one, I can't really do it. But I am going to see if I'm going to check the other area for crafting weapons, not modifying, to see if I can craft a rune. Because I seem to remember getting a schematic at one point. Let's see. Weapon runes. Yeah, see, here we go. Okay, but I don't have the essences or the lyrium. So that's kind of a bummer. But we will eventually get that done. Now, I'm thinking I'm just going to go and talk to everybody, speak with Varric, Inner Circle, look for Cole. After the dust settled, he's nowhere to be found. It's hard to believe he isn't hanging around somewhere in Skyhold. Okay. Well, we could check. I think I'm just going to explore Skyhold and see where everybody is located, because I haven't touched base with them for a while. There's a whole group over here. Dorian, Leliana, and Solus, it looked like. Oh god, this is gonna hurt. Oh.
The order was sent?
Yes, Commander.
Okay, first of all, let's talk to Cullen.
Send men to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well. Now! We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have...
Look, man, it was a tough situation. Nobody could have handled that.
We were all
any
shaken by
differently.
what happened.
If Corypheus strikes again, we may not be able to withdraw. And I wouldn't want to. We must be ready. Work on Skyhold is underway. Guard rotations established. We should have everything on course within the week. We will not run from here, Inquisitor.
How many did we lose at Haven?
How many were lost?
Most of our people made it to Skyhold. It could have been worse. Morale was low, but has improved greatly since you accepted the role of Inquisitor.
Well, is this to say that you work for me now,
You
Cullen?
report to me now. Will that be a problem?
I was brought on to oversee the Inquisition's forces and offer military advice. That hasn't changed. We needed a leader, and you have proven yourself.
Well, I trust your advice, so let me know.
You
if you have any
responded quickly
thoughts.
to the attack on Haven. Without that, so many more would have died. I'm grateful for any help you can give.
Thank you, Inquisitor. I will do everything I can to ensure the security of our people. You have my word.
Okay, cool. So we're good.
Inquisitor,
Let's see if there's anything I should know.
Is there anything I should know?
I'm glad to have the Chargers on our side. Bull's men are professionals, despite evidence to the contrary.
Is there anything I should know?
Repairs to Skyhold's fortifications are progressing. Our scouts report no immediate threats in the surrounding area. We are fortunate Solus knew of this place.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
Well,
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
How do you like working with Leliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly, but Liliana is just as responsible for its formation.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our soldiers are well disciplined and committed to the cause. Templars and mages are not used to seeing each other as allies, but they are working together well enough thus far.
I should let you get back to work.
okay. Now let's check for Cole. What is this all about? Oh, okay.
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business being here. Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Inquisitor, I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
What abilities?
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him. These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit.
That's cool.
It is a demon.
Okay.
If you prefer.
Drama.
Although the truth is somewhat more complex.
How complex exactly?
I'm not sure how much more complexity I need, Solus.
Indeed, my dear. He may call it whatever he likes, but it is still a threat.
In fact, his nature is not so easily defined.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But you claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one. And yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
Absolutely.
In my studies, demons either possess something from this world, or were summoned and bound. They almost never look like something you'd mistake for a person.
Normally you'd be correct. But Cole has willfully manifested in human form without possessing anyone.
I'm gonna have to talk to him, but I'm not gonna get rid of the guy.
The demons who came through the breach, or through the rifts, weren't possessing anything.
These demons were drawn through against their will, driven mad by this world. But Cole predates the breach. From what we can tell, he has lived here for months, perhaps years.
Why don't you just ask him?
He looks like a young man. For all intents and purposes, he is a young man. It is remarkable.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself.
Exactly.
Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
He what? Okay, there he is.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape. Choking fear. Can't think from the medicine, but the cuts rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
Are you okay?
You're feeling their pain.
It's louder this close, with so many of them.
Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone.
Whoa.
Cracked brown pain, dry, scraping, thirsty. Here.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
What does that mean? Like...
Solus tried to explain what you are, but honestly, I stopped listening after a while. Any chance you could explain it?
Yes. I used to think I was a ghost. I didn't know. I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends. I lost everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, stay and help us, absolutely.
If you're willing, the Inquisition could use your help.
Yes, helping. I help the hurt. The helpless. There's someone. Hurts. It hurts. It hurts Someone make it stop hurting. Make her, please. The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
Oh God, I don't know.
You say he won't die for hours yet, but you can't know that for certain.
His body is failing.
He could recover. Or the healers could find another way to help him.
How do you know?
How do you know?
I don't. And neither do you. That's part of life.
Try. I want to stay.
Yeah, okay, well, weird, but we'll see.
Inquisitor, is there something I can do for you? I should really focus my attention on the injured.
Do we have many injured men?
Fewer by the day. The most grievously injured did not survive the journey to Skyhold. As for the rest, they either heal
Or don't.
I try to make the passing painless.
I haven't seen you before.
The commander brought me up from the refugee camps. I'd been helping the pilgrims in simple ways. Setting broken bones, simple amputations and such. We need all the help we can get.
You want a mage? Shouldn't we let the mage healers deal with this?
Magic can't cure everything, and we shouldn't rely on it. Science, your worship, is the way of the future. Good health isn't magic, it's diet, exercise, and a balance of the humors.
I concur.
As you were.
Your worship.
Even as a mage. Okay, Cullen's here. Let's actually talk to Cole. I'd like to know more about him if he's willing.
Roderick was sorry before he died.
Is he the one that just...
I wasn't aware you and Roderick were acquainted.
He was hurt. Red inside from the Templar, but red
Oh,
outside
Roderick
from
was
the
the,
Templar too.
yeah,
Needed
okay.
help
I know
to
who Roderick
walk.
is.
Limping, light, leaning on the young like old Pepe when the road was icy. He called me a fine young man. He said he was sorry for what he did to you.
Well, without him, we may not have found that path.
You didn't try to end his suffering, did you?
No. He was dying already, and he welcomed it. The pain wasn't too much. He saw it at the end. Loving light, open arms. Andraste taking him home. He was happy. And sorry.
Did he tell you why he was sorry?
Blood everywhere. Monsters, madness, dying. We're all dying. The Herald stands against it, and heads turn. Desperate and simple. Pure. Voices in the chantry. Years since I'd sung the song and felt it flowing through me. But this is real. This is real. So long since I'd felt it. Falling, flying, faith. And I fought him. Make her forgive me. I hope I did enough. He hates it all because of the darkness behind the door. Some doors should stay shut.
Okay, here we go. Talk to me about how you think. Like, where are all these thoughts coming from? What do they sound like?
Can you explain how your mind works?
Yes?
So...
It must be sad, feeling everyone's pain all the time.
Why?
Isn't it?
No. I help. I find wounds and heal them. I salve, soothe, save. I see pain and make it better. How could I not be happy?
You got a good point there.
Walk me through the way you help someone.
I start by listening. I hear hurt, feel it fretting. Some you can solve by giving something, food, a blanket, sleep. Some are intangible, terrible tangles that catch on a crack, fixed, festering, and the person makes a pearl of pain. I shake it loose. No pearl, no pain. They can hope, they can heal.
Okay.
Sometimes you say things that relate to other members of the Inquisition.
They remember me. Their eyes stick, some more. They want me to be. Varric is quiet inside. He pulls me more to here, makes me a person, calls me kid, a friend, solace, bright and sad, observes and accepts, spirit self, seeing the soul, solace, but somehow sorrows.
And what about me?
What do you sense when you focus on me?
You're too bright. Like counting birds against the sun. The mark makes you more, but past it, you reach across. Mindful, meaning. You pull it through to this side, make it real here. And past that, the weight of all on you. All the hopes you carry, fears you fight. You are theirs. It must be very hard. I hope I help.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know?
Huh.
There
Got
is
a
no
point.
other man. He becomes the other man to do the things he can't.
Like, what?
I'd like to talk about what happened to you before we met.
Before you, Rhys was my friend. He showed me I was wrong to kill the mages. I thought I was helping them. Then he and Evangeline went to Adamant, and I went with them. I was worried Evangeline would hurt Rhys. We found out dangerous things. It scared Seeker Lambert, and he scared the mages. It started the rebellion. Seeker Lambert told me what I was. Rhys couldn't look at me. I ran until I found more Templars. That's all.
You went to Adamant?
What can you tell me about Adamant Fortress?
It is old, full of sadness and pain. It should be torn down. The veil is thin. We found a demon there. It had touched a man and made him real again. It scared Rhys and Evangeline. The man wasn't supposed to be real. Then the demon found us. It put me back in the cupboard on the bad day. Rhys and Evangeline
On the bad
saved
day.
me.
It's creepy.
You said Seeker Lambert told you what you were.
I'm hiding Rhys from him, but he chants words and sees. I won't let you hurt Rhys. My nose explodes, a shower of blood. Just another parasite that's wormed its way into our world, feeding off all the things you can't have. What we found at Adamant made him angry. We were the first rock rolling at the top of a mountain. He had to stop us. He killed so many. He didn't care. Cold, corrupt. So I came and killed him.
So why go to Seeker Fortress?
If you hated Seeker Lambert, why go to the Seeker Fortress?
Because he was right. I was a demon. I saw demons at Adamant. They put people in the dark, in the old hurts. I didn't want to be that. I heard the old songs of the Templars at Val Royeaux and followed them. If I forgot, fought, fell to felling, Templars would kill the demon. I wouldn't hurt anyone again.
What was the Spire like when the Mage Rebellion started?
Dead and dying, begging and bloody. Some wanted freedom, some peace, some war. Some wanted it all to stop. Evangeline was a Templar, but she helped Rhys help the others. She set them free. Adrian was a mage, but she killed mages to force the fight. She wanted blood. Rhys just wanted to help, to stop people hurting. Maybe that's why he saw me.
What can you tell me about Rhys?
He was a mage. He saw me when most couldn't, and he remembered. He helped me, and I watched over him. I worried Evangeline would hurt him. She was a Templar, but she didn't like hurting people. When I left, she stayed. Now she watches over him. They should have been with the rebels. Maybe they ran away together instead. Neither of them like killing.
If you like, I could use the resources of the Inquisition to locate your friend.
No. If they are alive and safe, they should stay away. The last time he saw me, he didn't want to look at me. He saw a monster. Let him forget.
What did you mean when you said you killed mages?
Some of the mages at the Spire wanted to die. Too sad, too scared, too much. I didn't know what I was. A ghost, I thought. Fading in the fade. When I came to them, they could see me. I used the knife to set them free. When Rhys found out, he made me stop, made me understand. There were other ways to help. I didn't know.
At least you know now. It's tough. You made a mistake and you learned, though.
Sounds like you didn't know what you were doing.
No, I killed people. I knew. I just thought I had to. They were hurting, helpless, haunted. It was all I could do. It was wrong. I was wrong. If I start again, you or Cassandra or Cullen need to kill me.
Jeez, okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Probably.
Okay. So we can locate Rhys and Evangeline, even though he's suggesting that we don't. Where is... Okay, Cassandra's over here somewhere. I guess probably up top. News from Thedas. Haven destroyed by Darkest Menace. Dire news from the Frostbacks. The Pilgrim Sanctuary of Haven, home to the New Inquisition, has been destroyed. Information is still vague, but some believe a dragon resembling an archdemon was involved in the attack. Fears of a new blight are now beginning to surface. As the Chantry continues to flounder, some are concerned that Haven's destruction may predict the Inquisition's imminent collapse. However, there is yet hope, as reports indicate that the Herald of Andraste and Inquisition leadership survived and have found refuge elsewhere. That is true.
So, Inquisitor. It's Inquisitor now, right? Remember that war we talked about stopping? Full of little baddies I can stick with little arrows. That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it? Andraste, what did I step in?
Look, you knew it'd be weird.
Maybe nobody saw this coming, but you knew how I got the job.
I know what people said, but people believe all sorts of shite when they're scared. Swear at a farmer and you've cursed his crops. Spill the salt and you're dead by dawn. Dance through town in a goat's head and children people never had go missing.
Okay. What is going on here?
I can't help if you don't explain what's wrong exactly.
It's got to be nonsense, doesn't it? We're kind of screwed if it isn't. I mean, that Kirkwall thing. A Magister, right?
I think
Story
more than
is,
that.
he cracked the Golden City. But that's a hazy dream. If not, Seat of the Maker, real thing. A seat needs a book, so the Maker, real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world, real things. It's too far, innit? I just want to plug the Skyhole rubbish so I can go play.
You joined to help the little people caught up in this. But do you believe it or not?
In Andraste? Of course.
But you doubt what you're seeing and hearing.
It can't be true. Even fanatics don't want to be
It
this,
can't be true,
right?
true.
Look, I have arrows. I can make this Kirkwall believe in those. Good enough? Please be good enough.
No, look, honestly, we need the people that are critical of this situation because it makes us look at both sides.
Keep calling it nonsense. That perspective will keep the Inquisition grounded.
Oh, I can do that. Sure could use a few more people shouting no. We fight, the bad things go away, everyone calms down, and everything goes back to normal. A nice, well-paid normal.
Yeah. That almost makes sense.
You're starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit? So bring 'em on. But first, food. I'm starving.
I like her a lot. She's fun.
It was a mistake to use Haven as a base of operations. The town was completely indefensible.
A lot of our people just died. We will discuss whose fault that is later.
Now is always the time, my dear. The past cannot be changed, and tomorrow may never come. You left yourself vulnerable to attack. It was a miscalculation, one that I'm sure you won't repeat. But the enemy struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
Oh. I do wish we could have saved them all, to be honest.
For every person I saved, 2 more were cut down. I failed them.
You haven't failed them, my dear. The men and women who fight for you gave their lives for a great cause, and they fought to the end. The rest still fight, and you will fail them if you give up now. Our enemy advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first, and teach them to fear us. You can become the leader the faithful require, but you must do it soon.
Okay.
Yes?
Do you think that you and I might someday...
Eh? She's gonna shut me down
I don't see
again.
how that benefits me in the slightest, my dear.
Yeah. Okay, I'm over her. Because she will keep us grounded, kind of like Sarah,
So,
but
this is
a little
Skyhold.
more harsh.
Come, let's walk the ramparts. I want to examine our fortifications.
Okay.
We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away.
So... I think we're pretty safe here, but we will also be ready for him.
He's not gonna get the better of us again.
We lost good soldiers that day, loyal men and women. Let him come. I swear I'll take the twister bastard down, even if I have to die to do it.
Well...
I'm grateful for your support.
It's my job, isn't it? Killing Darkspawn. Look, in spite of it all, there is hope. The people flock to your banner. They believe in you. Tell me honestly, are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't think so.
There's so little I remember. What if they're right?
Does it even matter?
I don't
Don't you
think
see
so.
what you are to them? Without you, they'd be consumed by despair. We all would. They need you to be Andraste's messenger. It gives them hope. The truth doesn't matter. Listen to me talk. Your time is valuable and I've wasted enough of it.
Well, okay. And then he just leaves me up here.
Majestic. How was a place like this ever lost?
Who's this?
Scout Harding,
Your worship.
what's been going on?
Seeker Cassandra came through here, looking like a storm cloud. That's just her face, though, isn't it?
Shouldn't you be out there scouting?
In a bit. We're in Skyhold for supplies and a change of personnel. Not me, though. Indispensable.
Okay.
So, who's Scout Harding really?
Me? Oh, I'm no one. Lived near Redcliffe all my life. Herded sheep for my neighbor. When the Inquisition came through my village, I helped by telling them everything I knew about the area. Then I signed on. Wanted to see the world before it was swallowed up by... that thing out there.
What's been going on?
Ambassador Montillier sent me a basket of flowers to thank me for my work with the Inquisition.
Oh, aren't you lucky?
She's so lovely.
Take care.
Okay, we've got Cullen, Cole, Sarah, Iron Bull, Cassandra. Okay, perfect.
Inquisitor, huh? Well, you've got the fortress for it. Speaking of which, when you've got a second, there's something I want to show you.
Can you tell me more about Qunari, or...
I'd like to know more about the Qunari.
You writing a book?
Want to know more about you, babe?
It's your culture, and I'd like to know you better.
You could just ask.
I am.
All right. What do you want to know?
The word Qunari, is that the race or the religion?
Both. Kind of. The humans and elves who follow the Qun are the Vidathari. The Qunari who break away from the Qun are Talvasha, deserters.
And those who predate the Qun?
What about Qunari who existed before the Qun?
The people we came from. They're called the Kossith, but we don't use that word for the race. We came south to Thedas because the Kossith were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much like us. Whatever they are.
What's it like growing up under the Qun?
The Tamasrans raise us in these units of kids all our own age. They're like teachers, or chantry sisters. They also help figure out what jobs we should do. They had me pegged for military work early on. When they learned I could hit stuff and lie, they started training me for the Ben Hasra.
So you didn't choose it then?
Must have been a good day for you.
Damn it.
Yes, it's like being a block of stone with a sculptor working on you. One day, the last of the crap gets knocked off, and you can see your real shape. What you're supposed to be. That's a good day.
Do you ever think about what would happen if the Qunari conquered Orlais or Ferelden?
Some folks, like Cassandra or Cullen, would do fine if they didn't die fighting. Those two love rules. But the mages... Vivienne's too political. Dorian's too arrogant, and Solus is just... weird. They'd all end up dead. Or worse. They'd kill
Solus is
Cole
weird.
because, you know, demon. And Sarah would end up with her mind broken, sweeping floors in some shop. So, to answer your question, no. I don't think about it much at all.
He's got a pretty good assessment of everybody.
How do the Qunari rule themselves?
It's pretty simple. We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military. The priesthood figures out how Qunari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice. And the military keeps the Qunari safe from outside threats.
Is there dissent among those groups?
Does it actually work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here in Orlais, politicking comes from people putting their own gain ahead of the gains of society. If you do that among the Qunari, the Ben Hasrath set you straight. Or kill you.
I heard there's no marriage among the Qunari.
Yeah, that's true. Qunari love our friends like anyone does, but we don't have sex with them.
Qunari don't have sex.
Oh, we definitely have sex. They're Tamasrans who pop your cork whenever you need it.
Just not with each other?
Seriously?
Yes. It's not a big deal like it is here. It's like, I don't know, going to see a healer. Sometimes it's this long, involved thing. It takes all day, leaves you walking funny. Other times you're in and out in 5 minutes. Thank you. See you next week.
You don't know true passion.
So you've never really made love? Connected with someone in both body and soul?
I don't know. One time they used this thing called the Sato Nerapan. It's a leather-wrapped rod on a harness.
Oh, God.
That wasn't really my soul, though. Also, there were more than 2 people.
How is everyday life different for Qunari?
Depends on your job, I guess. Some are just about the same. A baker in Val Royeaux gets up, gets dressed, and starts work. A baker in Parvolan does the same thing. They don't care about the Empire or the Qun. Mostly they worry about breaking eggs and hope the dough rises right.
It can't be exactly the same. The Qunari have no personal freedoms.
How many personal freedoms do you figure that baker in Val Royeaux has? Life isn't about freedom.
I mean, he's got a point.
The baker in Parvolan wonders if she'll be given enough eggs to do her work. Will they come on time? Will the kitchen workers get her bread while it's fresh, or will they come late and blame her because it's stale? Same crap in Val Royeaux. People are just people.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Sometimes I think he's really interesting, and then other times I think he's really dry.
Have you met this friend of Varric's, Inquisitor?
No, I haven't,
Not yet,
but...
no.
It had better not be who I think it is. I will wring that little bastard's neck.
Probably going to be who you think it is, then.
Why? Who do you think it is?
Someone Varric claimed he could not contact. Someone the Inquisition, indeed all of Thedas, desperately needed. I'll reserve judgment until I know for certain. No need to have that rogue screaming persecution yet again.
Okay.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Okay.
I'll let you get back to work.
Something is troubling me, Inquisitor.
What is it?
Leliana is receiving reports of mages becoming possessed, Templars going rogue. No one is dealing with these matters. I was hoping we might, before they get worse.
Well, I mean, that could impede us down the road as well, so yeah,
I will
let's do
mark
it.
these incidents on the map as I learn of them, Inquisitor. And I would be pleased to accompany you if and when you investigate.
All right, you got it.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
But what are Seekers exactly?
What are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So nobody ever watched over the Seekers?
It was the Divine's duty. But she could only do so much when the truth was hidden from her. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
And why did the Seekers rebel then? Actually, yeah, maybe could that be fixed?
Do you think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would keep mages under control. It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence, thus breaking the treaty. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier. But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided her actions were justified. If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
Yeah, but the past is 2020.
You seem to care a great deal about it.
Too much, if you ask the rest of my order. When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful considering
Nice.
our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, though that depends on the individual.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame.
What?
Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some Seekers use it to interrogate, others simply to paralyze.
That's insane,
Once
though.
there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and most fail even then.
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
Was it some kind of magic?
I don't fully understand it, to be honest. If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible,
That'd be crazy
however.
powerful.
I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
I've no more questions.
Okay.
Greetings.
Do you have any advice for me?
Tell that demon, what does it call itself? Cole.
Oh,
Tell it to leave.
I don't think
He
I
may
can do
not
that.
mean harm, but that does not mean he will not harm us.
It's totally
Spirits are
true.
not
She's
creatures
like, I
to
know
take
she's
at
right,
face
but
value.
man, I don't know.
Be cautious with him, Inquisitor.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Yeah, maybe another time. Take down Sir Hildebrand in the Exalted Plains. Okay, so there's lots of things to do here. I can't get in there. That's weird. Maybe later. Let's see. Where is Varric exactly? Because he's kind of the next person to talk to. He's on the battlements. Alright, let's head up there then. This is, of course, assuming that I can see him. I don't think this is the right way. Or is it? Can we go all the way around this way? Is this door open? No. If we go back through here, we're gonna end up at the war room. This is blocked as well. Strange. Okay. We'll go up through where we talked to Blackwall. There we go. Look at him just watching over. That's kind of cool. Oh, what is this? Recreate the custom appearance of your champion of Kirkwall or default. To be honest, I don't have one in my memory, so I'm just going to use the default. But now I know who we're meeting.
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall.
Oh, cool, okay.
Though I don't use that title much anymore.
Hawk, the Inquisitor. I figured you might have some friendly advice about Corypheus. You and I did fight him, after all.
I'll take anything I can get.
This view reminds me of my home in Kirkwall. I had a balcony that overlooked the whole city. I loved it at first. But after a while, all I could see were the people out there depending on me.
Well, I think I know how that feels.
You're lucky it was just a single city. I've got half of Thedas.
You're doing everything you can to protect them.
Does it ever get any easier?
I'll let you know. I don't envy you, Inquisitor. But I may be able to help you.
Varric said that you fought Corypheus before.
Fought and killed. The Grey Wardens were holding him, and he somehow used his connection to the Darkspawn to influence them.
Corypheus got into their heads, messed with their minds, turned them against each other.
If the Wardens have disappeared, they could have fallen under his control again.
Is that at all reversible?
If that's what happened to the Wardens, do you think we can free them?
It's possible. But we need to know more first. I've got a friend in the Wardens. He was investigating something unrelated for me. His name is Stroud. The last time we spoke, he was worried about corruption in the Warden ranks. Since then, nothing.
Corypheus would certainly qualify as corruption in the ranks. Did your friend disappear with them?
No. He told me he'd be hiding in an old smuggler's cave near Crestwood.
What is it exactly that you were investigating?
If you didn't know about Corypheus, what were you doing with the Wardens?
The Templars in Kirkwall were using a strange form of lyrium. It was red. I'd hoped the Wardens could tell me more about it.
Corypheus had Templars with him at Haven. They looked like they'd been exposed to the lyrium you describe.
Hopefully my friend in the Wardens will know more.
Well, it's certainly worth a shot.
I'll take any lead I can get at the moment.
Good. I'll do whatever I can to help. Corypheus is my responsibility. I thought I'd killed him before. This time, I'll make sure of it. Inquisitor.
I heard you had family and friends in Kirkwall. Where are they now?
My sister's a Grey Warden. I had my friend Aveline take her as far from Orlais as possible. When all the Wardens started acting strangely, I had to keep my family safe. Merrill is helping elven refugees who were displaced by the war. I didn't want to take her away from that. Merrill's spent enough time fighting for her life with me.
Assume Varric's been feeding you information about the Inquisition. What did he say about me?
Here we
Only
go.
good things, I promise. I was a little surprised, actually. Varric isn't one for religion in general, but he thinks highly of the Inquisition. I think the exact phrase was, has a good shot at fixing Blondie's mess.
You said you thought you killed Corypheus.
The Grey Wardens had him imprisoned. They used my father's blood in a ritual to seal Corypheus inside. But he could still reach out and influence the Warden's thoughts. He sent them after me. And I didn't just think I killed him. When the fight was done, he was dead on the ground. Maybe his tie to the Blight somehow brought him back. Or maybe it's old Tevinter magic. But he was dead. I swear it.
I'd be interested to know how that actually happened, how he returned.
Where did you go after the mages rebelled?
I heard the Chantry might be sending an exalted march to Kirkwall to put down the rebellion. I hoped that leaving would save lives and force the Divine to divide her forces to come after me. As it turned out, I needn't have bothered. All the circles started rising up, and the exalted march never came.
I'd like to know more about Anders. What was he like?
I don't know if there ever was just an Anders. He was crazy. By the end, there was nothing left in him except this insane need to start a war no one could win.
We'll talk later.
I'll meet you at Crestwood.
Okay, cool. Power acquired, go to the war table to find the Warden. That works out perfectly.
Let me know if you have any other questions. Otherwise, I'll meet you at Crestwood.
We'll talk later.
Right.
Okay, cool. Well, this is actually great because we will go to the war room. We have a couple of assignments that we can finish up, and then we can assign some new ones. And then we might even just go to find the Warden. Here lies the abyss. But we'll see. There might be other things that come up along the way. I think we've touched base with everybody, actually, so that's worked out pretty nicely. Okay, let's grab these reports. Reclaiming the Mage Rebellion. A lot of mages just showed up. I hope they're friendlies, because if they're not, we're in trouble. Enhanced Amulet of Magic. And Hardened Hightown and Savory Parallels. We got another amulet here. A letter has arrived at Skyhold addressed to nobody. No one saw the courier who brought it. You encroach upon the domain of higher powers, you will answer to us. The letter is unsigned except for a wax seal depicting 6 crossed swords. Okay, strange. Find the warden. We could initiate that. Investigate Hunter Fell. Let's get a couple of these going first. Based on the revelation at Haven that Venatori operatives report to a darkspawn believed to be the Magister Corypheus, threat assessment of possible Venatori has been reprioritized as vital. Duke Tithus Pentagast rules the Navaran city of Hunter Fell. A former military hero who prided himself in the open-minded attitude, Duke Tithus rules with the help of a secret network of old adventuring companions and possible lovers, as they are all rumored to be beautiful women.
Can you arrange what we discussed earlier, Ambassador?
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those we lost at Haven.
Thank you.
Information on the 5 bells of Hunter Fell is limited, but they are known to include humans from both Orlays and Varelden, an elf, a dwarf, and even a Talvashoth. Known as or suspected backgrounds range from respected Mortalitasi or dragon hunter to bard, smuggler, or even apostate. We believe one of the 5 bells of Hunter Fell is a Venatori agent working to advance the agenda of Corypheus. Okay. A bard's reputation precedes her, even if she wishes otherwise. I can uncover more about her. It takes a little bit longer with Cullen, but either way, I don't think it matters. But realistically, that's how we kind of should prioritize them, I think. Okay, all of these ones are costing quite a bit here. Could locate Reese and Evangeline. Sister Liliana, as per your request, after seeing that no mage named Reese was present at the conclave at the time of the explosion, I began my search. It appears, based on reports gathered from rebel mages, that Reese had originally intended to be at the conclave, but the former Templar Evangeline persuaded him not to attend. She believed corruption within the Templars sought to exacerbate the conflict, and this merited investigation. Evangeline was last seen not far from Valferman, where a merchant described her as fighting other Templars and being taken, injured, but alive. Reese came through the area not long after, searching for her. The forests near Valferman offer many places to hide, but the Inquisition could track down these renegade Templars if you so order. Yeah, Walker knows the area. She and her scouts can get Reese and Evangeline out safely.
Inquisitor.
Beautiful. Investigate the western approach. I think probably what we'll do is try to find the warden here. And we would just use secrets, obviously. That's the only one we have. Hawks revealed that Corypheus can influence the minds of Grey Wardens. If the Darkspawn brings them under his sway, he'll command a legion of highly skilled warriors. The Inquisition must hunt down Hawk's Grey Warden ally hiding in Crestwood to learn about the other Warden's plans. No one has traveled to or from Crestwood since the breach, and Liliana will send her fastest agents to discover what disaster has rendered it silent. So, has rendered it silent. We'll probably initiate that when we come back, but we'll take a little break, and we got a lot done. We talked to everybody. Everyone's feeling good. We got a lot to do, and we'll hopefully be able to get it done. So wish me luck, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.